Welcome, one and all. It's everyone's favorite time of year when the spirits come out to play, scaring the little children and giving old people the willies. That's right, it's Halloween. We are going to take a look at some of the spookiest games around to make your Halloween.
I'm just going to give you a minute here to appreciate the fact that this is on the Super Nintendo. How the hell is this game not more famous? That's right, it's Nosferatu on the Super Nintendo. This game was made in 1994 by the Sita Corporation and is a take on the classic Nosferatu, or Dracula for the uneducated, story. The game follows the story of a young man named Kyle, who's had his girlfriend Erin kidnapped by the vampire Nosferatu. Kyle then goes to the castle where Nosferatu lurks with intent to rescue Erin, but getting there he discovers that it's a huge castle and full of traps and violent creatures. The game starts out with Kyle being trapped in the dungeon of the castle. The player must escape from there and got to walk through the castle until they reach the tower where Erin and Nosferatu are. The game is played a lot like Prince of Persia, with similar ways of moving around the levels, so you can run and jump, walk, and hang from ledges in order to get around the huge castle, which is also full of Prince of Persia style traps, including those bloody spike walls. Controlling Kyle is generally smooth and responsive, with very fluid animation, but it can be hard to pull off some of the moves that are required to get around in the game. For example, there is a sliding attack that you need to use in various parts of the game just to get under some ledges, and it can take quite a few tries to get the move down. This is especially tough when you come to sections of the game that you need to slide under something that are either going to crush you or there's even a monster just blocking your way. Also, as this is an action platform game similar to Prince of Persia, there are a lot of instant death areas where if you mistime a jump or simply fall too far, you will inevitably land on spikes or simply die from the fall, which can get a little frustrating as you will have to learn the layout of the levels, which are very labyrinthian. Luckily, you are blessed with infinite continues, which never put you back too far. Also noticeable though is that there's a lack of save or even a password feature, meaning that you have to start from the beginning of the game every time you restart it. Unless of course you have Google and look up the level select cheat. I'm just saying. Combat in the game is done just with your bare fists, however there is a large amount of moves and special combos that you can use to attack. One thing that is very strange is that there are really no weapons at all in the game. You would expect there to have at least some knives or some holy water or something, or maybe I've just played a bit too much Castlevania. Saying this though, the combat is very satisfying with some good punches and crunching sounds as you are punching the hell out of all sorts of evil bastards. And you do get to fight a good amount of Gribblies, such as Frankenstein's monsters, zombies, gargoyles, ghosts, and the bosses come in the forms of werewolves and beastmen, among some others. Throughout the castle there are chests that you can find that contain various items, including crystals and an hourglass. Finding an hourglass simply extends the time that you have left to complete the game, and each of the 3 types of crystal has its own unique ability. There are red crystals which give player a power up and make you stronger, green crystals will recover your health, and there's some blue crystals that extends the player's health bar. Sometimes the monsters will drop these 2 after being defeated. Graphics wise, the game is outstanding. You may have noticed at the start of the video that there are some really impressive cutscenes in the game. You get these at the start of every level too, and it was something that I don't remember seeing on anywhere else on the Super Nintendo. They could almost pass off as very early FMVs. The in-game graphics are also very good, with nice levels and excellent smooth animation. It was a game that clearly had a lot of effort put into it, which is why it's very surprising that it isn't more famous. The music in the game is also very eerie and sets the mood very well, switching to a more action type score when you're having a punch up with the boss monsters. This really is a hidden gem on the Super Nintendo, and it's especially great to bring out on Halloween to finally rid the world of that dastardly vampire menace.